What's up, everybody? Rathma here with the Linearian. I sat down and I watched pretty much everything good and everything bad that happened at E3, and I wanted to pick out just a couple things that I loved and show them to you guys today. So sit back, relax, and get an eyeful of all this delicious video game magic. Alright, so the very first video here is For Honor. Now this game really took me by surprise because this is a completely new IP. We've got two different teams you can choose between: Knights, Vikings, and Samurai, and you basically vie for control over a map. This looks a little bit like Dynasty Warriors, but it plays more like Battlefield. And the way that this works is there's tons of NPCs on the battlefield. You can slaughter them ruthlessly. But there are also 4 other enemy players. It's 4 on 4. And when you do engage with these enemy players, you engage in what the developers call the art of battle. And you essentially have more control over your weapon than you probably ever had in another game like this. Each battle is visceral. Each battle really puts you in control of your warrior, and it's a fight to the death. You really feel that just from watching the video. You can feel it. So you basically capture these control points, and after a certain amount of time, your points will go up. Each control point is worth a certain amount of points, and once you have 1,000, you have broken the enemy resistance, which means that they are now kind of on the run, because you actually have to hunt down the remaining members of the enemy team, kill them all off, and then you win. So if both teams are broken, then that means it's just completely no respawns. Kill the enemy team, get it over with. And during that time, every swing of the sword counts. And in order to swing your sword, you actually have to leave yourself open. So you have to kind of balance between offensive and defensive tactics. Either way, this is going to be a fucking great game. Can't wait to play it. Can't wait to make some videos of slashing dudes in half and cutting heads off. Always good stuff. Now this one totally took me by surprise. As I was sitting there watching the Sony conference, I didn't think I'd see Final Fantasy VII being put up in front of me. And God, am I fucking excited for this. Let me tell you, Final Fantasy VII is one of the greatest RPGs ever made. It is what sold the PlayStation. If they didn't make that for the PlayStation, there wouldn't be a PlayStation in this day and age. So we kind of owe it to Final Fantasy for making such an amazing game. Now, that being said, they did let us down a couple years ago, if you don't remember. Remember back when they were showing off what the PlayStation 3 could do, and they had that nice little tech demo where Cloud jumped off the train, and all of a sudden everybody started freaking out, and we're like, oh my god, Final Fantasy VII, what? And they're like, nah, JK, y'all can wait till 2015. Well, here we are. We've got Final Fantasy VII now. It's gonna come out. We don't know anything else about it other than that it's being made. So they do put at the end of this video, remake comes up all flashy on the screen. So we have to imagine that this is going to be a complete resurrection of Final Fantasy VII, which would be the only way to do it. Let's be honest. I'm hoping to see materia, summons, fucking meteor, fucking Sephiroth, emerald weapon, the end of the world. Let's do it all. You give me that, and I'll give you my money. Next game on the list that I was super excited for is Star Wars Battlefront. I cannot explain how awesome this game looks. I have been a Battlefield fan forever, and a Star Wars fan for even longer. And now that we are actually getting a Battlefront game in the next generation that combines the best of everything that they've made so far, I can't complain about this game. I mean, we've got blaster pistols, blaster rifles, thermal detonators, Jedis, Sith, TIE fighters, X-Wings, orbital bombardments, everything. You can fight on Hoth, you can jump in a speeder, you can fly around, you can attach your tow cable to an AT-AT, wrap its legs up, drop that thing down. You can get in an X-Wing, you can fly around and shoot your friends down that are flying the TIE fighters. You can do whatever you want. There are jetpacks, shields, abilities, and upgrades. Oh my god. Get ready to play this game. It's going to be amazing. next game up on the list, it's been forever in the making. We've been led to believe that this game was going to come out this year. Last year they told us it would come out this year. This year they're telling us it's going to come out next year. But this time around they've told us there will be a beta coming out soon. And this is, of course, Tom Clancy's The Division. I've been waiting for this game forever, and when they first talked about it was when they were first really telling everybody what Destiny was going to be before that game came out. We've got Destiny. Destiny's one of the best games I've played on the new systems. I love it to pieces, and I think that this game can truly be that and more. This is more of an MMO than Destiny is, and even though they both claim to fit that standard, they're not. But if anything, if any genre needs any work, it's the MMO genre. It being incorporated into shooters like this, open world sort of games that fit this subcategory, I think that it can only help the genre. And with what we've seen of The Division so far, this game looks amazing. You got a full skill tree of unique technical skills and abilities you can use. You got an open world setting with PvP and PvE environments, a full story mode, cooperative mode. Everything looks good in this game. Let's just hope they can deliver, and hopefully they can listen to the fans when the beta comes out, because I'm sure there's going to be some things that need tweaking and improving. Either way, super excited to play The Division when and if it finally comes out. People have been saying that this year's E3, for Sony at least, has been sort of a fan fiction, reality's dreams come true. I can't really argue with that. I mean, we've got Final Fantasy VII and now The Last Guardian? What? This game was cancelled. There was no way this was going to come out, and here it is. If you loved Eco, if you love Shadow of the Colossus, if you're a gamer that enjoys more than just brutalizing shit and tearing things apart from time to time, which, don't get me wrong, that shit's awesome. But sometimes games are deeper than that. Eco and Shadow of the Colossus have proved that in many ways. And now The Last Guardian is coming out. Finally. Our prayers have been answered. The game is happening. In this game, you play as a young kid who is traveling this world alongside this ancient mythical creature that is so fucking cute, I don't even know what to say about it. It's like a cat, it's like a dog, it's like a goat, it's like a chicken, it's like, I don't know what it is. It's cool as hell though. It rubs up on you, it gives you some love. It's got glowing antler horn things, nubbies. Looks like it's gonna have crystal antlers or something. It's got a tail. It's got it all. You as the little kid have to kind of traverse this world with the help of this creature and try not to die. As you can see in the video, there are insane, endless pits, structures falling apart before your feet. This game looks like it's going to be fucking hard. But if I know anything about these games, and I do, I know that the story is going to be so perfectly presented in a way where they don't even need words to show you how awesome things are going to be, and at the end I'm going to fucking cry. If this thing falls down a cliff like aggro, I'm over it. Not playing this game anymore. Either way, I'm really excited to play The Last Guardian. Hope you guys are too. Should be amazing. At least it's a dream come true, right? I would be a fool in this video not to talk about the greatest game that has been shown so far, Fallout 4. Now, if it were just another Fallout game, that would be one thing. It wouldn't have been the greatest game they've shown so far. However, it is so much more than that. Look at Fallout 3, alright? If you took Fallout 3 and made it for the next generation, you would have essentially the main component of Fallout 4. You have an open world that you can explore. You have character creation, which is completely freeform in this game. You can kind of mold and shape and tweak any aspect of your character, from their hair to their eyes to the bags under their eyes, their skin color, eyebrows. Everything is moldable, freeform. Nothing No sliders, no fucking weird options where you can only have this nose and this mouth. It's all completely unique to how you decide to do it. Now, apart from that, once you get out of the vault and start walking out into destroyed Boston, I believe it is in this game, you have complete freedom. You can do whatever you want. You can run all over the place. Live your life how you decide to do it. You might think, well, hey, you could do that in Fallout 3. What makes this any different? I've got the answer for you guys. In this game, you can build your own settlement. You can build your own buildings. You can build base defenses. You can set up shop for merchants and Brahmin caravans come through and kind of have their own little shack where you can buy and sell things. You can have raiders storm your base, or rather they just will. Raiders will just come in and attack you at any time. So you got to have these base defenses set up. You can hook things up to power generators. You can switch lights on. It's like Minecraft in that sense. You can build so many great things and customize it all to your liking. And that's just the beginning. In this game, you're going to get a million different types of weapons, and every single weapon that you get can be fully customized, from the barrel to the grip to the scope to the trigger. Every little aspect of it can be customized, completely affecting the way the gun works and looks. So you can essentially play this game with only a plasma pistol and love it from the beginning of the game to the end of the game with a completely new experience every time you go into a combat situation, because you change that gun so many times. Maybe you decide, you know what, I don't like the focus beam on this, so I'm going to put a scatter beam, make it like a shotgun laser plasma pistol or something. You can fucking do that in this game. Another thing, you can dismantle every item you find. The toy car, not useless anymore. The fucking bent tin can is no longer useless. You can take tires, old buildings, pieces of anything, toasters, whatever. You can tear them apart and use those parts to make anything. It's not like you tear a toaster apart and get springs and scrap metal and all this, and you can only use the spring for this, and you can only use the scrap metal for that. Now, when you look at something, it tells you need adhesive of some kind, some metal of some kind, and this and that, and you can tear a toaster apart and use any component inside the toaster for any of those things. So the crafting is going to be easier, far more in depth, fantastic. In addition to that, the graphics look fantastic, and this engine is going to pave the way for the next Elder Scrolls game in the series. Keep that in mind. We'll be seeing that probably next year, maybe the year after that at that E3. Not to mention, at the end of the show, they came out with a huge surprise and let us know that this game is coming out this year. This game is going to be out in stores November 10th of this year. So, next on the list is Kingdom Hearts 3. I was a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts back in the day. I played the shit out of the first one. I don't even know how many hours I put into that. But I absolutely loved it. I didn't get to play too much of 2, and who the hell has had the time to play every little handheld version of it. But, oh my god, look at this game. Now that things have evolved both in the video game universe as well as the entertainment industry, there's so many more options they could use in this game. Think about this, alright? We got Star Wars and Marvel under Disney now. That much has changed since the first game. So essentially we could see Sora hanging out with Darth Vader, for example, or Iron Man. I mean, come on, this is going to be awesome. I believe that what they've shown so far has just been a little taste, and I'm sure we'll see much more later. This time around, Kingdom Hearts really promises to stick close to the roots and be everything we loved from the first one and more. Though it's just an expansion to Destiny, the Taken King really expands on this game. There's really no other way to say it. I mean, this game introduces an entirely new story campaign. Along with that, we've got new subclasses for each class. The Hunter will have a Void Bow. The Warlock will have Lightning Arc powers, which, from what we've seen in the video, amounts to like chain lightning and other devastating lightning effects that are much more symbolic of what a Warlock should do. And the Titan has a fucking solar hammer. There's going to be so much new stuff in this game, it's hard to just say that it's an expansion. We've got completely new worlds to explore. We've got completely new strikes. We've got completely new raids. We've got completely new Crucible stuff. This is kind of like this is kind of like a sequel to Destiny packed into a smaller box. What they've done with this expansion far exceeds what they've done with the previous two, and I'm very excited to play it. So this is another game that really took me by surprise. This is Ghost Recon Wildlands. Now, with the Division coming out, I really wasn't expecting to see another Tom Clancy game, since they also have Rainbow Six Siege coming out as well. But I was actually really surprised when I saw this and really excited. This game almost seems like a mixture of Mercenaries and every other game that Tom Clancy's ever made. It's got tactical teamwork in it. You can approach the situations in various different ways. You can approach the situation during the day. You can paradrop in, snipe the dude in the head, and just sneak off before anyone ever knows. You can wait till nightfall and send your team in and take everybody out with silenced weapons and melee takedowns. And you can take the guy captive if you want, or you can just totally destroy his entire operation and let his gang bosses beat him to death with a tequila bottle. It's up to you. Any game that offers open world exploration with tactical team play and all these choices and options is a win in my opinion. And then there was Doom. So they decided that they were going to make another Doom game, which I'm not opposed to. But the last Doom game that came out was Doom 3. Now, I don't know about you, but I remember when Doom 3 came out, and it was a long-ass time ago. In fact, to be honest, I remember when Doom 95 came out, and that was even longer ago. However, one was revolutionary and the other one was not. This game I wouldn't say is revolutionary in any way, but it does have a lot of cool new features to it. Now, whether or not those new features are going to make me ever want to play this game is a totally different story. I do absolutely love how you can run about the level blowing people into millions of different pieces and kind of stunning them with a shot and then tearing their head in half. That stuff is awesome. You gotta have that. However, this game does feel old in its mechanics. From what I can tell, you can't aim down the sights of your gun like any modern shooter these days, which is going to make it feel very different. I mean, when you play a first-person shooter, chances are you're not just going to play this new Doom game. You're going to kind of alternate between this, you're going to play Destiny, you're going to play Halo, you're going to play the new Call of Duty, you're going to play all the different first-person shooters that come out, and there are a ton of them. And today's standard is that you can aim down the sights of the gun, which makes it seem like you're going to be used to that, so that when you get into this game, you're going to be pulling the left trigger a lot, which I'm assuming is like the classic shooter style, where it's kind of like an alternate fire. So, I mean, it's not going to screw you over, but really, come on guys, get with the times. I mean, yeah, you can jump around the levels with these amazing acrobatic abilities. You can destroy a lot of stuff in the environment. And yeah, like I said before, you can completely tear people apart with your bare hands. That's all good stuff. It might be one of the best shooters ever, but it's a little early to tell. Either way, it looks good. I'm happy to play it, to see what it's all about. But it's going to have a lot more content. One interesting feature about this game that really redeemed it for me is the fact that you can create your own maps by connecting rooms together. You can add traps, you can add environmental effects, you can do all kinds of crazy shit like that. And then you can have your friends play these maps online. You can play against other people on your maps that you made. So that in itself is a very cool feature, but I don't know if it'll save this game from mediocrity in the long run. So Sony had a very good year this time around, and it was especially good this time around when they started talking about Uncharted 4. At the last E3, we had a little teaser trailer of it that showed nothing whatsoever. And this time around, we've got gameplay of both Nathan Drake on foot, shooting dudes with an AK-47 and bouncing around hidden cover that's just being destroyed by a high-powered machine gun on a truck. And we've also got to see a little bit of the vehicular stuff and kind of how you explore the world. And it's so seamless looking. That's one of the things that Naughty Dog has excelled at. Like, this is clearly a level with limitations and, areas you can't traverse. But as you're playing the game, you don't see that kind of stuff. These levels designers are fantastic. And everything just kind of blends so seamlessly. Since The Last of Us came out, I see a lot of that in this game. There's instances where you'll be shooting at a guy and some dude will come out of a corner and just grab you, and another dude will start beating on you and you have to mash a button to get out of it. Things that just kind of like really take you by surprise and go, shit, get beat up. You gotta hit this button, and I mean, that kind of stuff just adds to the game. And then from there, you can just jump in a car, drive off, and yeah, it's linear in the sense that that's what you're supposed to do, at least in the scene they showed in the trailer. But from the developer's mouth, you don't actually have to drive down the path that they take in the demo. You can actually go wherever you want. You can do it however you feel like. And you can just completely pave your own way through this game. One of the most impressive looking things in this game is just the visual style. I love the way they've made this city look, and everything just kind of falls apart with impact. You got people shooting at you while you're behind cover, and the cover is just being torn to bits. You've got little things in the environment like debris, bottles falling over. I mean, just so many little things. It just takes me back to when I first saw footage of Metal Gear Solid 2 for the PlayStation 2, and I was like, oh my god, you can shoot the magazines and they blow apart. Like, that's what, it seems like it's been so normal now that things do that we don't think about it. But in this game, it's like an art form, how they've placed every little thing in the environment so that when you're in a gunfight, there's just stuff going everywhere. And then truly, that's how it would be in real life. So it just makes it seem way more visceral, way more intense, and this game is sure to be awesome. So there's a new Halo coming out, and if you didn't know that already, now you do. You're welcome. Back in the day, I was a huge Halo fan. I played the first one, I played the second one, I played the third one, and then I just kind of didn't play Halo ever again after that. But I gotta say, from what I've seen of this one, it really takes me back to the classic Halo. The multiplayer looks fantastic, and is arguably the best part of Halo anyway, so it's gotta be fantastic. But there's just so many new unique vehicles, weapons, characters, things you can do. I mean, the list goes on. This is an exciting Halo game, and I don't have an Xbox, but if I did, I'd get it for this. If you're a Halo fan, you're gonna love this game. and it's going to be fantastic, so you definitely should get it. Not to mention, there are teabag physics. You can actually like bounce off of them while you're teabagging them. The developers confirmed it. I know everybody likes that kind of shit, so look forward to it. Alright guys, well thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this E3 as much as I did. I'm going to get back to playing some more games and doing my normal thing for you guys. And I hope you've got your own little wish list of games lined up that you are looking forward to, that you can't wait to play. If you guys have any suggestions about games I should be playing, making videos of, and posting onto YouTube for your enjoyment, please let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.